On July 20th, 1968, a small fishing boat called El Fausto took off from their port on La Palma Island. Aboard El Fausto were three very experienced fishermen and sailors. They were the brothers Ramon and Eliberto Hernandez, as well as their cousin Miguel Acosta. They arrived at the port in the early evening hours, and they unloaded their cargo onto the island and began preparing to leave. They see this man running down the dock, and the man introduced himself as Julio Garcia. His wife had called him earlier that day, and she said their 2-year-old daughter was very sick and he needed to come home right away. And so, of course, the El Fausto crew said, "We're actually going to La Palma." They undid their lines and they set sail for La Palma. At 10 a.m. that morning, when the Fausto crew was supposed to arrive at La Palma, they didn't. So this search boat goes out and they're nowhere to be found. But on July 25th, a British ship called Duquesa radioed in an incredible message. Where El Fausto had been found was 120 miles west of La Palma. They said the crew of El Fausto was refusing to be towed back home. 2 months later, on October 9th, an Italian merchant ship called the Anna Di Maio spotted a small fishing boat way off in the distance that was just bobbing around aimlessly. Two of the Italian sailors get on board El Fausto. Laying on the ground inside of the engine room on his back was a dead man who was partially mummified. It was just the one body, and he could only find one other clue, and it was this small notebook. So the Italians put a tow line on the bow of El Fausto and began towing. As El Fausto was being towed, it suddenly lurched forward and went bow down into the water and sunk so rapidly that it ripped the tow line off of the back of the Anna Di Maio and was underwater well before they could do anything to try to stop it. The notebook was sent to La Palma, where it was put in front of the families of the 4 men who were on El Fausto, and very quickly Julio's wife was able to identify his handwriting. And she said it was this very detailed description of exactly what she needed to do once he died. But sadly, no one will know for sure what happened to these guys until there is a major break in the case.